WBEV. Charlie Dern with you here this morning, filling in for Kale Zomer. We have the Chamber Spotlight with us this morning, or the Beaver Dam Chamber Spotlight, I should say. So we have multiple different groups from the Beaver Dam Chamber of Commerce with us this morning. And first we have Nancy Zeman, Deanna Springer from the Nancy Zeman Sewing Studio. Welcome in, Deanna.
Thank
for
you,
coming
Charlie.
in.
It's great to be here this morning.
It's always great talking with you. I think last time we were on the air together was before Fall Downtown Fest.
It was.
Yeah, we were talking about the witches dance and all that.
Mm-hmm.
How did
it was
that
a
go?
great time. Fall
Yeah?
Downtown Fest was a wonderful event with lots of people coming to Beaver Dam, and then those casket races just top it off.
That's right. And yeah, when we're sharing it with our teammates in our Milwaukee office or Madison and Cleveland, nobody can believe what's going on in Beaver Dam with the casket races.
Maybe they'll be inspired to create something in their community.
That's true. Yeah, maybe they will. Yeah, and because I know that there's other places, and I've seen different versions of that with like cardboard and all that, but we have a very real 200-pound casket that we push, which maybe we'll actually have to work on because it's aerodynamics and all that. It
Right.
slows us down a little bit compared
Might
to
just lose some weight.
Yeah, exactly. So that'll be really easy. But
And here we are in the middle of winter.
in the middle of winter, February, when this is when I start getting really negative about it.
Yeah, it's cabin fever time.
Yeah, big time. And my apartment's just down the street from the Nancy Zeman
Right.
sewing studio, right on Front Street there. So tell me all about it
It's
and
the
what I'm
perfect
missing.
weather. It's perfect weather to come into the Nancy Zeman Sewing Studio and Quilt Shop. We have all kinds of events and classes going on. Today we have our long arm quilting event. So if you've ever wondered about taking your quilt tops and quilting them yourself, you'll learn everything. Donna Bellars is here from Bernina, and she is teaching us everything about the long arms. We also have a listing of our classes. You can find everything we're talking about at nancyzeman.com/blog or nzsewingstudio.com, or just go to your internet search and look for Nancy Zeman Sewing Studio and Quilt Shop. We're right downtown in Beaver Dam, right near the crosswalk. And we also have a large classroom and event space at 116.
And the
Front Street.
beautifully painted back area, the back signage, and
yes.
the back of the building
Right.
looks really nice.
It's thank you so much. Yeah.
I drive past their parking every
labor
day.
of love. You'll see our signage on the back of the sewing studio and quilt shop. And it's right adjacent to the Beaver Dam Area Community Theater where Nancy Zeman's mural is
That's right.
hanging. So park by Nancy's mural and then come in the back door. Many times there's parking on Front Street too. So lots to do. We have new fabrics coming in, new sewing patterns, new threads. We have an OESD event coming up next week. That's Oklahoma Embroidery Supply and Design. We'll be here. It's a 2-day event where we're stitching in the kitchen. We're stitching 6 different projects that you can use in the kitchen, from pot holders, dish towels, aprons, and we're machine embroidering everything.
Wow, I didn't realize all of that there wasn't in the store there. I guess I thought it was a supply place. You go and pick up what you need, and you guys do events, and you bring other people in to come and teach workshops?
We do. We have guest presenters. I teach monthly. My sister Denise teaches. Our good associate and friend Cheryl Carl teaches. She's a master quilter, so she has quilting classes coming up. I have sewing classes coming up, and Denise does our machine embroidery. So it's all about education. We teach how sewing and quilting can be fun the Nancy Zeman way. So throw all those old home ec rules out the window and just sew with easy steps. We break it down, and really it's for any level. The biggest question I receive is, Deanna, which classes are for beginners? Any of them. Any of
Really?
them. What are you interested in sewing? Well, I'm going to learn how to make a quilt. We'll take one of our quilting classes. Or if you want to learn how to sew a dress, take our sewing classes. And it's step-by-step, easy instructions that anyone can do. And if you're a master quilter, a master seamstress, you'll just enjoy the process and enjoy coming together in a class or a group with people that love sewing and quilting too.
My mom will be mad at me for telling the story, but one of my roommates in college, his mom took all of his jerseys from all of his youth teams growing up and made it into quilts of some
t-shirt
sort.
quilt.
Yeah, yep. And she made that all herself. But then my mom loved the idea of that, but she found a company to send the jerseys to and not actually do the quilting part of it. So she likes to call it her homemade quilted t-shirt thing, but
Or curated t-shirt quilt.
we know it's
Well,
we know
that's
it's
great.
not real.
Do you still have it and use it?
Yeah, well, it was actually this last year that I got it back,
yes.
sent back to me.
It's fun to look at all the different memories, and we have all the supplies to cut up your T-shirts and sew them together into a quilt, so we can help you make your T-shirt quilt as well.
Oh, that's great. And
It's a really popular project,
I
especially at graduation time.
Yep. That's a good one to do. And I only graduated college 2 years ago, or 1.5 years ago. Yeah, and so
You're
that
a
was what
youngster.
that was. Yeah, well, trying to be, trying to stay at least. Yeah. What was the Nancy Zeman way? You mentioned that. Is that the broken down
Right,
way?
step by step by step. If people my age that took home ec, there were so many rules, and you had to do it a specific way, and we had to learn darts, and if everything wasn't perfect, we had to rip it out. We had to reverse stitch it, take a seam ripper and take it apart and do it over again. Take it apart and do it over again. I think that was part of the lesson plan because everyone had to do that, and it made sewing frustrating. So we cut out a lot of the unnecessary steps. And Nancy, on Sewing with Nancy, now for over 40 years, you can still watch the Sewing with Nancy television show at nancyzeman.com and on public television through PBS Wisconsin and across the nation. So you can still watch any of her programs and see how she just breaks it down step by step by step. And that was unique to Nancy. And it really revolutionized the way people sew and quilt and made it fun again. It didn't have to be full of rules and specific ways you had to do things. There's more than one way to sew a dress together or to make a quilt. And we take all those fun and easy steps and teach that way and continue Nancy's legacy. Thank you to our owner, Richard Zeman, to make it all happen.
And do you maybe want to give the cliff notes on Nancy Zeman for those that might that might not know?
Sure. In 1979, Nancy started the first company that she had in Beaver Dam, Nancy's Notions, and it was really she was traveling and teaching sewing across the state, across the Midwest, across the country, teaching her sewing techniques and pattern fitting. We were doing a lot of garment making, which we still do. She was doing a lot of tailoring of suit jackets and things like that, and teaching people how to sew and press the proper way using pressing tools. So as she was teaching, people asked, Nancy, I want to use those tools you're using. So she started a one sheet and called it Nancy's Notions, and it had like 5 or 6 notions, which we call sewing tools. Sewing tools are notions. We don't call them gadgets. They're a great idea, and they help make your sewing and quilting easy. So that original one sheet is on our second floor in our display, our history display, the Nancy Zeman History Display at 120 Front Street at the Nancy Zeman Sewing Studio and Quilt Shop. The second floor is the history exhibit, and it has the story of the early beginnings. So from her kitchen table, she started this business that grew to a very successful and top sewing and quilting company in the United States. Right here in Beaver Dam, we're under a little umbrella. She could still live her life here without, being recognized. I travel with her, and she would be recognized anywhere we went, and ask for photographs and ask for autographs. So she loved and appreciated Beaver Dam. It's such a great community, and everyone was so nice. And she had her church community and taught Sunday school, and at the same time building this tremendous business that she sold to the Tacony Corporation in 2003, 2004. And then Nancy and I stayed on for 5 years, and then we left and created Nancy Zeman Productions at Corporate Drive, where we still have our sewing studio. So unfortunately, we lost Nancy in 2017. She passed away from 2 major cancers, and through Richard, her husband's support, we carried on and we continue her legacy. And we've also started a new sewing series, the Stitch It Sisters. Oh. So we carry on teaching Nancy's methods through video. That's what we know how to do. We did the Sewing with Nancy television show that you can still watch, but once Nancy passed away, there were no more new episodes. So our newness is now the Stitch It Sisters. And social media has changed a lot, too. We do Facebook Lives and share what we have new in the sewing studio and quilt shop. And new patterns and new processes, and there's always something new fabric.
When you guys left to create or to do your own thing, what was the mission there?
We wanted to carry on Sewing with Nancy. And the second major project Nancy and I worked on was the Great Wisconsin Quilt Show.
Oh, that's right.
In conjunction with PBS Wisconsin, which we still do. I still co-manage that with my team and the team at PBS Wisconsin. And the Great Wisconsin Quilt Show is held every fall, the weekend after Labor Day. And then, of course, our May sewing event is the weekend after Mother's Day every May in Beaver Dam. We wanted to carry on doing the quilt show, the Sewing with Nancy show, and we were designing projects and patterns and sewing notions and tools for the Clover Needlecraft Company in California and Japan. So we have an amazing line of sewing tools and sewing notions with Clover. We were designing fabric. We were designing patterns for the McCall's Pattern Company. So we wanted to really focus on creative promotion, so design and promotion.
Huh. I didn't know about any of
those
the
are our
scale
favorite.
of it all,
Yeah.
Especially with the designing. How often do you still design stuff?
Oh, every week I'm designing something. So when I'm not at the sewing studio, I'm at my office out at Corporate Drive at Nancy Zeman Productions, our world headquarters, working on the next pattern, the latest product. Right now, we're working on a new quilting pattern. We had a guest in from Bernina Sewing Machine Company. Pam Massey was here, and we recorded a quilting project that we're developing the pattern for. And it's a quilt that's completely made on a serger instead of a sewing machine. So a serger is used a lot for sewing knits and finishing your t-shirt. If you're wearing a knit garment, which I see you are, it was serged together and hemmed with a serger sewing machine, a serger overlock sewing machine. So it's not a usual tool for, making a quilt, but that's what we do. We break the rules and we use tools and machines beyond what they're meant to do.
And what's your creative process?
You come up with the idea first. I can even think about it when I'm sleeping or in the shower. You come up with this great idea for something that doesn't exist, or a different take on something that does exist to make it better. And then I just go take the fabric and the sewing machines and thread, and I just make a prototype, and then I tweak it from there.
I've never had an ounce of that creative side to me. Whenever I talk with Craig Caston all the time, and I can't even draw a stick figure. It's bad. So I'm always amazed when other people have these talents and can create things from nothing that I can't do.
I've been sewing since I was 6 years old, so I really start out knowing all that I know. You gain your knowledge and your tools, and you build on that. So my first project at 6 years old was a doll quilt from my mother's scraps. So I made a dog quilt.
And like you said, there's no real one place to start.
No, and there's not just one way to do it. So we break it down and make it super easy.
Talking with Deanna Springer from the Nancy Zeman Sewing Studio this morning on Hometown Today. Deanna, before we go or head to break, give that pitch again about why people should come in and check out the shop.
You have to come down to Nancy Zeman Sewing Studio and Quilt Shop in downtown Beaver Dam. We're right in the Fine Arts District. And you have to see all that's new in sewing and quilting. This is not your great-grandmother's hobby anymore. We make art quilts, and everything from art quilts to dresses and skirts and patterns, and anything you can sew, we can teach you how to do that through our classes and through our demonstrations in the store and our big events too.
Awesome. And if people wanted to, what's the address?
It's 120 Front Street.
And if people want to give a call?
Yeah, it's 920-356-9546, or head over to nancyzemanSewingStudio.com.
Awesome. Well, Deanna, it's always great catching up with you. Thanks for coming in this morning.
Charlie.
We'll head to break here on Hometown Today, but more from the Chamber Spotlight on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.
I did it! I said.
Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV. Charlie Dern with you here this morning. Hometown Today is presented by Professional Floor Covering, the store for your floor and so much more. They're located over at 713 Park Avenue in Beaver Dam or online at proflr.com, or you can give Randy and the team a call at 920-887-9972. They have quality materials, superior installation. Check out the brand new Stanton Carpet line. Stanton Carpet is perfect for custom area rugs, runners, and stairs with lasting quality and luxury. Hometown Today is also presented by McKinstry's Home Furnishings in downtown Beaver Dam, located underneath that beautiful red awning. On starting Saturday, last Saturday, the McKinstry's Right to Win contest got underway. That'll all culminate on March 1st, Saturday, March 1st, at the store there. There are 3 different contest prizes this year. So a 4-pack of Milwaukee Brewers tickets, $167 cash, and a $1,000 shopping spree at McKinstry's Home Furnishings. You must be pre-qualified to participate in the Right to Win contest on Saturday, March 1st from 9 to 11 a.m. at McKinstry's Home Furnishings. So give us a call at 920-885-4446. I pulled that out. A lot of different phone numbers that I'm talking about. But give us a call. We'll get you down on the Right to Win contest there. But this morning, we're continuing our Chamber Spotlight conversation. This segment here with Pine Hill Insurance. I'm talking with Salim Muhammad, who is the owner, and Rich Dahl, who is running the marketing over there. Welcome in, guys.
Hey, thanks for having us.
Lots that we can get in store here. But I was telling you guys off the air, I know so little that we should probably start at the beginning, the what of it all. So what is Pine Hill Insurance, and how did you guys get started?
Go ahead.
Insurance typically has different forms of distribution. The main 3 are direct writing, for example, Geico's of the world, the Progressives of the world, where people can go online and buy insurance directly through them. The second form of insurance is captive agencies, State Farms of the world, Farmers of the world, where they only have one product, one company, and people can go to them, but they can only sell that one company. The third way of distribution is a brokerage, independent brokerage, in which an independent broker ties up with 10, 15, 20, in our case, 40 different insurance companies. Our approach is very consultative, so we've talked to people like yourself. We'll understand what your insurance needs are, and then we'll go to the companies and find out if they can fulfill those needs. And as a consultant, we'll figure out what's the right company for you and then sell you the insurance. Pine Hill was started about 2013. I was working for several different captive writers or captive agencies as well as direct agencies, but I was very limited in helping my customers with the companies and needs they had. So I took the approach, my wife and I, that we would move into the independent agency side so we can have more products and services and be able to give choices to our clients.
And that's very interesting. So I only knew, I'm very new to this world. Like we were talking about, I recently graduated. So, because for me, I just go to the easy online. I know this company because they are a national provider, so it's an easy do it. It makes sense for me. And some of my insurances I'm still with my parents on until 26, so still going to take advantage of that. But I guess, so why Beaver Dam?
Okay. Good question. About 35 years ago, I came to the U.S. from India to go to a college called Ripon College, which is not too far from here. And that's where I met my wife, Tammy. And Tammy grew up in Beaver Dam. So after graduating from college, we decided to hang our hats right here in Beaver Dam. Most of my in-laws live within 10 miles of the area, so Beaver Dam has been home for a while.
Awesome. That's a great story. So then, so 35 years ago, that all came together. Wow. Okay.
I was 12 then.
Yeah. Okay. Got it. All right. Yeah. So that a little easier that way. So what kind of what do you guys provide then? What types of insurance?
Just a couple of minutes ago, you mentioned that you typically go online and get your insurance. I use an analogy of a physician or a doctor. We can always go online with if we have a stomach ache, we can go online and figure out, I have a stomach ache, and prescribe myself some medication, but I could be having diarrhea, it could be jaundice, it could be cancer. But the right thing to do is reach out to a physician who's a doctor and consult with them. So going online is going to Progressives of the world or the Geicos of the world. They will sell you and I the insurance, but they do not figure out what our needs are. But going to a doctor would analyze our symptoms and figure out what's wrong with us and give us the right prescription. So I call myself the doctor of insurance. This is the 22nd year I've been doing this and running our own independent agency for the last 13 years.
I like that. I'd really prefer to know my insurance person because right now I don't know what they look like. I won't say her name. I just email her and I'm just like, hey, like making sure that this is all set. She's like, you're good. Like this is it's not sketchy, but it's like it doesn't. I'd rather go see my doctor. If I have something wrong with me, I'd rather go see my doctor.
Good idea.
Yeah.
And Charlie, if I can interject here. So, what makes us just when people say, oh, you're selling insurance. Like, no, we don't sell anything. We advise you, which is different because, you need to know what you're getting. I mean, a lot of times people come in and, they'll call somebody up and say, hey, I need auto insurance or I need home insurance. The agent will write up the policy, tell them this is what it is, and you buy it. And we would rather have the client come in and understand exactly what it is that they're getting and why they're getting it and why it's important. And, unfortunately, sometimes we can't always help everyone. We can't. We understand that. But when we can't help somebody, we explain to them why we can't help them so they know where they can go for the next step. So when you come in, you're going to get an answer. And that's why, like I said, we're going to advise you. Everybody's an adult. Everybody has different needs. So let's take a look at what your needs are and go from there.
I really like the advising factor there and the honesty that it sounds like you guys provide. And, well, I think one thing we should say is if someone is setting up one of these consultations, how and where should they go?
They can call us, and we'll set up a time to meet with them. Our office is located in 919 DeClark Street in Beaver Dam. What we do is a very consultative approach. We like to meet the client the first time for about 15 to 25 minutes and collect a lot of data and figure out what their risks are that we need to protect. And then we set up a second meeting in which, after talking to several different insurance companies to see what kind of insurance they need, we present them a solution. And if they like it, we go ahead binding the policies. But they can reach us at 920-219-9046, or they can come to our office at 919 DeClark Street in Beaver Dam.
Or we even have our website, pinehillinsurance.com, and you can set up a quote, and we'll get back to you and talk to you. One thing, too, I want to say is that we see the community of Beaver Dam as something we want to be a part of, and we try to market the city of Beaver Dam. First of all, I want to, for Deanna, if people don't know what Nancy's Sewing Weekend is all about, I mean, it put the city of Beaver Dam on the map, and I'm so happy to see that that's coming back. But that's something we like to be a part of as well. Just this last year, we actually started working with the donor foundation. So when people come in, they see, hey, if I can donate organs, that we have a scan that you can scan and go right on and take care of that. And part of that too, we teamed up with Emily's Closet. I don't know if you're familiar with that. And there's a need there. And so we opened up our doors for Emily's Closet for a year-round donation drop site. And people can just come in, and we wanted to work with them too and say, hey, we don't want people to come in and think that, they drop off a dress to us that we're going to, jump on them and for insurance. No, there's hangers that they could just bring the dresses in and we'll take care of it from them. Get them over to Emily's Closet so they can take care of that, and we're there all year for them. And we're also a drop site for used glasses for the Lions Club. Right at the front door, you can bring your glasses in, and we'll take care of that. So we want to be out in our community as much as we can and give back to our community because that's what it's all about.
Awesome. I'm really glad that you included that at the end there. We do have to take another break. But Salim and Rich, thanks so much for coming in, guys. Again, they're with Pine Hill Insurance. If you guys want to give another little pitch before we go to break.
Like I said, you need to take the time. And one thing too is that we're all looking at ways that we could cut costs. We're not going to give you the cheapest, but we could probably do some really good things for you. So if you're always looking at ways, eggs are expensive. You know, we got to cut costs some way, but let us take a look and see what we can do. And there's a good chance that you come and see us that we could probably save you some money and you'll get a better policy than what you had.
Awesome. And what's the address and what's the phone number?
919 to Clark Street in Beaver Dam and Salim.
Our phone number is 920-219-9046.
Awesome. Well, for Salim and Rich, we're going to head to another break here on Hometown Today and continue our Beaver Dam Chamber Spotlight next on Hometown Today, 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge. back into Hometown today on 95.3 WBEV. If you're on Daily Dodge TV, I just screwed up the camera. That's what that little hesitation there was. Hometown today is presented by McKinstry's Home Furnishings in downtown Beaver Dam, and also presented by Professional Floor Covering, the store for your floor, and so much more. They have top brands for every look and need throughout your home. Diverse selection of all types of flooring, luxury vinyl plank, hardwood, porcelain tile, carpet and area rugs, and new to the Pro Floor family is their Pro Edge Sharpening. Sharpen anything with an edge, sharpen it, don't toss it. Pro Edge Sharpening Services is a division of Professional Floor Covering, 713 Park Avenue, Suite D, Beaver Dam. You can give them a call at 920-887-8341 and online at proedge.com. We're continuing our Chamber Spotlight conversation, and this segment I'm joined by Melissa Barch, with the Bullfrogs and Butterflies, which is located on 320 South Spring Street. I wrote Sprint on my sheet. That's not correct. 320 South Spring Street here in Beaver Dam. Melissa, welcome to the show, and thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
So tell me all about Bullfrogs and Butterflies. I've walked past it a lot of times, I'm sure,
That, yeah.
over
Yes,
the
people,
years.
Yeah.
But yeah, tell me all about what I've been missing out.
So we resell kids' clothes, toys, anything kid-related. People can bring stuff in, and they can get in-store credit or consignment. We're open 6 days a week. The only day we are closed is Sunday. And, yeah, we've been doing this about 15 years.
Wow. And
It's just a great way to save money on clothes and toys and shoes. They grow so fast, and why buy new when you can buy it reused, and it's all good quality items and clean. And
yeah, totally. So 15 years ago, you started the shop. How come, or what was the need that you felt to create it?
so somebody else started it, and I took over about 7 years ago. And she just started to help the community have affordable clothes. And then when I worked with her for part-time for a few years, and she was ready to get out. And I just took over, and I could see the need in the community for reused clothes and toys and at good prices. And, yeah.
Had you already been working there for a couple years?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep. I've been there many years before I took over.
And would you say that you're a community-oriented person, a person that's
Yes.
looking out for others?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, and I can definitely see that if you're working at a place that
Yeah.
that does or provides this kind of service. How does it work with you receiving products, or how do you
So they
go
can
about
bring
that?
in like 2 bins at a time or bags. I go through it. When I don't keep, they get back. Like I said, they can either do in-store credit, so they can use it that day or save it for later. Consignment, they get paid 40% as their items sell. If they don't sell, then they get those items back.
Oh, okay. And so how long are they maybe in the store then?
I want to say like 90 days or so, kind of season, to see how the season is going. And yeah.
Would you say it's mostly people that are looking to thrift their, or like kind of sell their stuff, or is it more people that are just donating?
It's kind of both. And I have a lot of grandparents that come in because they are either babysitting or don't want to buy new because they're only going to be there a few days a week or randomly. And so I have a lot of grandparents that come in and look for clothes, and they always say that they never see the clothes back because they wear them home, and then they never see the clothes back. So grandma's going to come in and buy more clothes.
Yeah, and it's a great thing that people have that, and yeah, especially grandparents. That's
Yes.
a good.
Yeah, I have a lot of grandparents that come in.
Yeah, and what do they say when they come in that they're buying for their grandchildren? I'm assuming, or
Yep.
their nieces and nephews.
Yeah.
But would you say it's the price discounts compared to
I think,
buying
yeah,
new?
definitely. Yeah, it's just good prices and good quality items, and yeah, good customer service. I like to talk to everybody.
Do you grade everything that you take in, or
Yeah, I try to look through it, make sure there's no stains or spots on it. And
what is it mostly? Is it toys, clothes?
usually clothes are big sellers. Clothes, pajamas. Yeah, definitely pajamas.
And then do you work with other like Goodwill, other thrift entities?
No, some items that I don't keep, I do donate to Gracie's Closet.
Oh, sure.
Because I always say I can't keep everything, and some people just don't want it back. And so there's some stuff I just don't need or don't have the space for. I'll take it to Gracie's closet.
Got it. And again, could you reshare the address and the phone number?
Yeah. So the address is 320 South Spring Street. Phone number is 920-356-1759. And we do also have a Facebook page.
And for those that want to get involved, should they just give you guys a call?
Yeah, they can call or just stop in. You don't need an appointment to drop things off. You just stop in. Yeah.
Awesome.
We are doing a glove and mitten drive this Saturday with Modern Woodman. We're partnering with them. And if you have any gloves or mittens, you can drop those off from 11 to 2 this Saturday.
11 to 2 this Saturday.
Yeah.
With Modern, is it at
Modern
Modern
Woodman.
Woodman?
Yep.
At Modern Woodman.
They can drop it off at my location.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
they
So
can-
drop it off by me, and then I'll get over to Cassie.
All right. Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
Cassandra Schmidt.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
That's right. Well, Melissa, again, we're talking with Melissa from Bullfrogs and Butterflies. Melissa, maybe you want to give the mission or the pitch one more time?
Just great quality items for discounted price, and come down and see us.
Yeah, absolutely. and they're located at 320 South Spring Street, or you can give them a call, 920-356-1759. We're going to take another break here on Hometown Today, and on the other side, I'll be talking with Tracy Probst. Executive Director Tracy, is that what it is? Oh, nailed it, first try. All right. We'll step aside here on Hometown Today, 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.
This week on the Damn Sports Show, presented
right, and welcome back into Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV. Charlie Dern with you here this morning. I'll be joined by Tracy Probst from the Beaver Dam Chamber of Commerce during this segment. And here on Hometown Today, we're presented by Professional Floor Covering, your store for floor and so much more. And McKinstry's Home Furnishings, they have their Right to Win contest going on now to celebrate their 167th year anniversary. So the grand prize winner ultimately can win a $1,000 shopping spree at McKinstry's Home Furnishings. You must be qualified to participate in the Right to Win contest on Saturday, March 1st from 9 to 11 a.m. at McKinstry's Home Furnishings in downtown Beaver Dam. So give us a call at 920-885-4446. And Wally, who's sitting in the studio right now, will get you signed up. All you need to do is show up that morning after you've signed up, after you've called in and signed up. Show up that morning, March 1st, from 9 to 11 a.m. You'll pick a pen and you'll write down your name. If you pick one of the 3 lucky pen colors, you'll win one of the 3 great prizes. So again, that's $167, a 4-pack of Milwaukee baseball tickets, and a $1,000 shopping spree at McKinstry's Home Furnishings. So make sure to give us a call, 920-885-4446, and we'll get you signed up for that contest. Well, joining me this segment here is Tracy Probst. Tracy's been behind the scenes helping me get together all the guests that we had on this morning. So thanks for doing that, Tracy, and thanks for joining me.
No, thank you. I love that you feature local businesses here, and we hear all the time how great it is to hear the backstory. Because so often people will drive by places and not know what's really going on, and it was actually something they needed. And so appreciate the opportunity to bring our great chamber members on here to talk about their business.
Especially for me, not having grown up here, I don't know a lot of the people that run these businesses, and I don't know why they're there or what service they provide, and sometimes I need these services, and I don't know where to go.
You need the insurance doctor. No more of that Geico stuff.
That's right. Yeah. The email system that I'm doing right now is not a good one, and I don't know. You think that sounds kind of sketchy, right? The email, like, hey, like I'm all good, right? Yeah, that's not.
When it comes to insurance, there's contracts, and let's face it, I don't have the patience to read through contracts, and it's nice to have someone navigate that for you. So often you hear the story about, I was insured, but I didn't realize it didn't cover this.
Totally.
And so it's great to have someone local that you can go to and get that advice, and we have a lot of great insurance providers.
Well, something that I'm picking up on is, like, especially once you get a home, there's like a bunch of different types of insurances that you need to get. That doesn't sound great or fun to deal with. I don't have to deal with that for a while, so I'll be all right. Like flooding insurance and all that. I just have like renter's insurance and car insurance. Like that's kind of easy for me right now. But that's not what we're here to talk about, Tracy. Tracy's with the Beaver Dam Chamber of Commerce. And there's a number of things that we can talk about. Where do you want to start?
I would love to start with Taste of Beaver Dam. I was talking with Melissa, who is the owner of Bullfrogs and Butterflies, and was asking her how business goes. And it's no surprise, when it's cold outside, people like to hunker down, and that does impact local businesses. And so in March, we're bringing back something we've done a few years ago. It's called Taste of Beaver Dam. And during the month of March, if you dine at chamber member restaurants and you either email us a photo of your receipt, you tag us in a post, or just show us a picture and send it to us email of you dining out, we will enter you into Monday, every Tuesday, we are going to be doing drawings, and you can win gift cards from these restaurants. So we'll be giving 5 gift cards away every Tuesday. So it's just a way to get people out to remember our local restaurants. You know, if you don't use them, you lose them. This time of year is kind of slow. And so we'd really appreciate that they get out and dine in the month of March.
And is that all happening on Facebook?
It's Facebook and also the chamber website you can find. But the drawings will be done live on Facebook.
Live?
Yeah, we put up we have one of those wheels, and we'll put everyone's name in it, and we'll just kind of videotape that as it's going.
Sure. All right, that's fun. So there's all the information on which restaurants and when and all their deals.
Yes.
That'll all be online.
Yes, and it's on Facebook now, and still working on it on the website, but some of it is up there already. The other thing I want to note is we're also going to be publishing. The restaurants have offered some great deals. For example, Old Hickory, if you buy a fish fry, you get a free dessert. So there are actually great deals that are going to be aligned with the month of March Taste of Beaver Dam. So, you kind of have an opportunity to win. You're going to get a great deal, and it's a great way to experience a lot of different restaurants.
Exciting, especially as it's, well, knock on wood, warming up outside a little bit, and that's when I want to get out of my apartment that we were just talking about off the air, Tracy. What else can we talk about with the chamber?
So we have a Women in Business networking event, and this is open to the public. If you're a woman in business, it's in honor of International Women's Day. We're holding it on Friday, March 8th, and Stacy Shane, wonderful woman entrepreneur in Beaver Dam with Slumberland Furniture, she opens up her furniture gallery, and we sit in the Lazy Boys and really network just as women in business. That's Friday, March 8th, 7:45 to 9 a.m. There is information on our website, beaverdamchamber.com, as well as our Facebook event.
Did you guys do that one last year,
We
too?
did, yeah. The hope was that I would try to do it quarterly, but so much is going on. But I do try to at least once a year just kind of do a woman networking event.
Oh, that's nice that you guys get to.
Were you
do that
disappointed
again.
you didn't go last year, that you knew about it? What's
Yeah, well, I work in the news department a little bit here too, so I remember typing something up about that, and it being at Slumberland, and so it's the similar details. So it's nice that you guys have that shared community that you can continue to do that annually.
Yeah, and Stacy is just really great about hosting it, and love working with her. Let's see, we also have a small business clinic in Watertown. We work closely with I'm trying to think here, the small business and entrepreneur office department that's out of Whitewater. And Ron Chisholm is one of the directors there. And they will often come to Beaver Dam and have consulting days. This is one that's going to be in Watertown. And you can have a half-hour free consulting about your business. And this will be on February 28th, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at MATC in Watertown. There are also a number of small business classes that will be offered that day at MATC, from law to HR and things like that. So you can check it out through MATC as well. You do have to register for the free consulting, and you can go on to the SBDC small business website through Watertown and set up an appointment.
Got it. So who do you guys work with then to set something like that up as the chamber? Are you
Yeah.
working with the school or with the group?
So they have they have a part of their school that is designated for the Small Business Development Center. Madison has one. For whatever reason, our city is aligned with Whitewater, and so that's the resource we use. And Ron was coming up here about once a quarter, and we'll have office hours here in Beaver Dam at the chamber as well. So it's been great. I try to know as much as I can to help small businesses and, new entrepreneurs, but there's always things I don't know, and it's, great to have a few different resources. And it's, our tax dollars pay for this. So might as well use them, whatever advice you need. I've had restaurants where we've invited a restaurant expert to come up and, look at their menus and try to get, try to be more efficient, save money, and things like that. So they've been a really great resource for us.
I'm blanking on his name from Bar Rescue. I'm thinking of the guy from
Yes.
Bar Rescue. You brought him in?
I was going to say, it wasn't as colorful as that. No one got yelled at, and things weren't
good.
thrown. So it's a little bit, it's a little milder. But we also have a breakfast network with Representative Mark Bourne on March 11th. And that's 7:45 to 9 a.m. at the chamber. We usually have like continental breakfast, donuts, and coffee and things like that. And just a donation to that is always appreciated. We like to have Mark come in because he's, really gives us some insights on, where the state budget is headed and key legislative priorities. Because and how they impact business, and he does a focus on business for us. So invite people to come and ask questions and know what's going on, so you can really navigate what's coming down from the state, or maybe try to persuade in a different way. So Mark's just really great about having those conversations and filling everyone in. So while it's at the chamber, we would open that up to the public. So so maybe come on down and talk with Representative Mark Bourne.
Yeah. Absolutely.
We also have, just a reminder, Farmers Market is actually right around the corner, and my hope is, well, it's not my hope, registration will be open next week, Monday. So if you're interested in having a farmer's market booth, take a look at that and register. We also have a vendor meeting too that it will be announced on the website. So look for that as well if you have any questions. And you can also come in and ask us directly. But we do like to have a meeting that we will coordinate right before the opening of the farmer's market. So hopefully it's a good year.
It's great to hear the words farmers
Yes.
market's coming out. That's like better than the groundhog saying he didn't see his shadow. That means that
There's
warm
hope.
weather's on the way.
There is hope. There is hope for better weather.
When did the farmers markets get going?
They start the first Saturday in May, and I think that's May 4th.
All right.
We are no longer going to have a Tuesday night market. Unfortunately, both ways. Not enough vendors and then not enough customers. And at some point, you just have to say, we tried it and it didn't work. So we are just going to focus on, making the Saturday market a great market.
Awesome. Well, Tracy, thanks for joining me this morning. Before we go, I have one question that you might not be that happy I'm asking. To end the Chamber Spotlight, why should businesses join the Chamber? I legitimately don't really know the answer why businesses should.
Oh, it's a great question. So, I always say everyone wants to join something and look at their return on investment, and I'll touch that part of it. For me, it's more about investing in your community. We at the Chamber are having people call and come in all the time, and until I actually did this job, I didn't realize how much it was used. And I can't imagine this community not having a resource like that. Whether it's people coming in, honestly looking for your basic essentials in life, whether it's businesses wanting to host career fairs. We often, we just had Generac in the last few weeks where they were doing all their hiring events. We have people calling for events, people calling for business referrals. Where would they go? Maybe they would come to the radio station. You'd have all that influx, but it is really about investing in your community, and those funds are used to help promote our community. So as a chamber member, however, we are giving your names as business referrals. We're always trying to connect people. We do the visitor and community guide. You're listed in the visitor and community guide. You're listed on our website. It's just another way for you to network. We are sending out newsletters with what's happening and through our state chamber as well as U.S. chamber. It's just a way to stay connected on top of what is happening with regard to business. And we're also an advocate for businesses. I'll have people come to me saying, hey, they're not plowing my side of the business, and we're the ones that try to go and talk to the city about it. So we're just always defending and promoting our businesses.
Awesome. That was a great answer. I've talked to you on the air multiple times over the last year and a half, and I never really totally understood why there's chambers. So I'm glad you answered that. That did answer that question. So
great question. Thanks for asking it.
Well, thanks for coming in and for bringing in and for helping grow the community with and all the businesses that are within it through the chamber. So we do appreciate all you do.
Well, thanks for having us.
We'll take a break here on Hometown Today. And on the other side, Wally Lukashinsky, Corey Sparks, and I are going to be talking about Wally's Bowling Bonanza, which is going on tomorrow at Tower Lane. So Wally lost a bet, and he'll talk all about it, but he has to knock down 4,300 pins tomorrow at Tower Lanes, so he's going to be there starting at 10 a.m. Every dollar that's donated will knock off one pin. So your donation can, minimize his suffering a little bit. You'll hear from him straight from the horse's mouth next on the other side here on Hometown Today, 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge. welcome back into Hometown today on 95.3 WBEV. Charlie Dern with you here this morning. Hometown today is presented by McKinstry's Home Furnishings in downtown Beaver Dam. And professional floor covering, store for your floor, and so much more. Check out the brand new Stanton Carpet line. Stanton Carpet is perfect for customary rugs, runners, and stairs with lasting quality and luxury. Take a virtual tour online at proflr.com or give Randy and the team a call at 920-887-9972. Joining me this little segment here, I have Wally Lukashinsky and Corey Sparks from the Dam Sports Show, which you can hear weekdays on 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam from 4 to 5 p.m. They have... should you guys just take it away? So Wally lost a bet, right? And so tomorrow he's going to be fulfilling that promise, doing that bet for Wally's Bowling Bonanza, which is tomorrow at Tower Lanes. So all day long, starting at 10 a.m., he's going to be at Tower Lanes until he reaches 4,319 pins. Wally, what did you do to get this? How did this happen? Why are you doing this to yourself? I answer every question.
Yeah, so first of all, you mentioned, so Corey and I, we have the Damn Sports Show from 4 till 5. And on Fridays each week, as you've been a part of before, we have our Pick'em Challenge. We pick 3 games from the weekend, and we decided over the course of the football season, we would collect our number of wins and losses. Whoever the loser was going to have to do a punishment that popped up down the road organically. I have been an avid Sam Darnold hater, as my phone is yelling at me right now. Apologies, Charlie. You think I'd know what I'm doing here. But I lost this bet, so now I have to bowl 4,319 pins, which is the number of passing yards Sam Darnold had in the regular season this year. So, okay, I might have I added up a little too much. This is going to be like legitimately 12-plus hours of bowling.
Why Sam Darnold?
So, naturally, Packers rival here in the division, the Vikings. And Sam Darnold, I felt like was getting this MVP buzz. He's this special quarterback all of a sudden. He's what we thought he was in college. That's just simply not the case. So I have been vocally against him, and I feel vindicated, mind you. They fell off a cliff to end the season. But it's fine. Gosh, you forget about the mask during COVID here.
Well, that's the other piece to this now. Wally's been sick all week long. This is your flu game, too.
I'm so happy you said flu game, Charlie. I'm not talking about that. I'm a warrior, so it's no big deal. Yeah, I'm battling through things. It's okay. I'm back. So I'm going to be streamlining water for about 12 hours. We're going to have plenty of people coming in from Madison, from Milwaukee. So you guys, please come on out. Help us raise money for the Radiothon, and at the same time, you can save my life. Genuinely. Hunter Vaughn donated $50 earlier, so I'm already down to like 4,200 and like 79 pins. It's basically like I already bowled a game. So I'm on top of the world right now, Charlie.
And we have Corey in here with us as well. Corey, to my understanding, you tried to make this easier for Wally.
Yeah, I tried to give him an out, and also let the record show, flu game and everything. We want to paint that story. Wally was licking doorknobs last weekend to make sure that he could duck this challenge, and now it's going to be heroics. Jason Wilde needs to write a story about it. We were going through all that on the Damn Sports Show yesterday. Yeah, I told him 1,000 is more than enough. He's like an 80 average bowler. This is still going to be horrible. And he's like, nope, we got to do the 43-19, which credit to Hunter Vaughn from ESPN Madison. It's down to the high 4,200s now. Yeah, it's going to be a long way to go. I tried to give him an out.
He tried. I mean, I'm not going to take the easy way out. That's what it comes down to. I lost the bet. I want to be tortured, make this hurt, and it's going to. So it's going to be a great time. So anybody that wants to come out, even just to root against me there in person, it'll fuel me. But you can also help out a great cause at the same time. So you can help me a little bit, survive a little, Charlie, and we can raise money, help the kids at the same time. And honestly, I'm kind of at this point, I'm very okay. Let's raise $1,000. Let's get Wally's total down to 3,319 pins. That still sounds like hell, but it's a lot more tolerable than what we'd be looking at on the alternative.
And again, a special thanks to Tower Lanes for letting you guys do this. What did you tell them to get them? We're going to stream all day. Yeah, I lost a bet. What? How did that?
Well, Corey will be able to talk about this a little bit too, but we literally walked in and we're like, all right, Amanda, here's the deal. Wally's lost his bet. He's got a bowl all day. Oh yeah, we're in. It was like immediate. I'm like, that's not what I was looking for. I was kind of like, I don't know about this. Maybe we can't do it. Then I come out a hero either way. And instead, they like rolled out the red carpet. You're on lanes 15 and 16. Good luck.
Yeah, if they would have said they couldn't do it, you know, I guess we got to find another punishment. Shoot,
that's too bad. Like maybe Wally has to like run a lap in the cold or something.
Wally wanted to do bushcraft. That was originally our idea. He wanted to go outside and build this fort out of sticks and sleep in it overnight. Instead, we're doing this.
You know Corey Sparks here, Charlie. He's the master manipulator of a situation. There's nothing in the entire world I'd rather not do than this bushcrafting thing. Let me just go out and live in the woods for a day. I have a bed. I have heat at home. Why do I need to go out and actually build a fort in the tundra of Wisconsin? I don't need it. So that's all Corey Sparks. That was never going to happen. So I'm happy to be bowling opposed to building a stick lodge in the middle of Beaver Dam like park somewhere.
It sounds like I'm in between two liars right now, and I don't know who's telling the truth on what happened here.
Neither.
But all I know, the real truth, the real fact of the matter is you can find Corey and Wally at Tower Lanes all day tomorrow, all day long until Wally knocks off 4,300 pins or high 4,200s now that there was a donation. And again, every dollar donated will go to the Good Karma Brands John Moser Children's Radiothon. Guys, any closing words? This will be on YouTube and Daily Dodge TV?
It will be on Daily Dodge TV. Corey, I'll make sure you get the last word since you are the orchestrator of this just genuine hell that's going to be coming of this now. But it's going to be a lot of fun. So we're going to try to engage with you guys as much as we can at home. We're going to have the Damn Sports Show tomorrow from 4 to 5 on location. So if you want to see halfway through this pain, this suffering that will be all day, make sure you tune in there. Or just like I said, jump on out the Tower Lanes. Come say hello.
Yeah, I think Wally's selling it too high. And reflecting everything what he said, I think you should definitely show up. Definitely donate anything you can, not only to help Wally, but to help the John Moser Good Karma Brands Children's Radiothon. I would say he is overselling it. This is going to be like 9 hours tops. It won't take that long. He'll be okay. Appreciate you having us on.
All right, well, you can catch them on 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam this afternoon from 4 to 5 p.m. Wally, what are you guys going to be talking about today?
Well, Bobby Porter's suspension we just heard.
That's right.
So that's going to be a big thing. Have to figure out what the Bucs' outlook is the rest of the season, potentially without him. And then for other puckheads out there in the world, we got a big game tonight. United States, Canada, in Boston. It's not a gold medal game, but it's like what it is. It's your Four Nations Championship. I'm not going to lie to you, Charlie. Starting to get a little nervous given all the injury reports coming out of Team USA. But we got to get a big win over Canada in the game that actually matters, not a meaningless group play game.
I completely forgot that game's going on. I'm pumped for that. We do have to take a break to go to the ABC News, check in with Sports with Wade Bates and the Daily Dodge News Center with Kevin Haugen next on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.